I can hear some kind of, you're either near a bathroom or you got a fountain.
Yeah, I've
Or you going to the bathroom.
No, I got a fish tank in the background. Sorry, I can't move it. So it's right by my desk. So, but I don't think it'll come out into the thing. So,
It's very tranquil.
yeah, it's very relaxing. So, well, first off, congratulations, man. I love the album, by the way.
Awesome, cheers, mate. Yeah,
Thank you.
So I'm really excited.
Yeah, I was wondering, have you always had Bento on your mind? I mean, was this when you were last writing songs with Silverchair, or I mean, was this sort of reason why you guys decided to go separate ways in Silverchair, or?
Well, I mean, we're actually Silverchairs. We're just on like a break. We actually didn't break up. But,
that's good.
Yeah, but yeah, I've always been a songwriter. It's not something you can just kind of turn off and it's not something that anyone that creative really wants to turn off. And since I kind of was happy to take a step back from the writing duties in Silverchair after Neon Ballroom, I just kept writing and so I had like I don't know thousands of ideas that I had to go through to be able to make this record. But yeah, I've definitely had the thought in the back of my mind to eventually do a record, outside of Silverchair with the ideas that I had, because everyone needs an outlet,
Yeah, exactly. So, well, for one, I had no idea you could sing so well. I mean, have you ever wanted to sing in Silverchair, or just couldn't sing and play drums at the same time?
Yeah, I would have, I guess doing some BBs in Silverchair would have been cool, but, we've got Daniel's the lead singer in that band, and I think, I was happy just doing my thing on the drums. But, yeah, I've always been able to do it. I mean, I still haven't done it live yet, so that's going to be a new experience.
Oh, wow. I mean, do you play every instrument in Bento? Or, I mean, I know you can play drums and sings, but, I mean, what else? How do you approach the writing process for this?
I write between on the guitar or on the piano or a combination of the two, and then build it up around that on either on Pro Tools or on my phone or. But yeah, I find the piano is the best for me because I've never really been trained. Well, I've never been trained to play piano or guitar, so. The piano is the best for me because I can get around a piano pretty well, but it's when I want to change chords, from like diminished chords or have a different kind of bass, underneath a particular chord. It just gives me a lot more freedom to move around and play with stuff. So that's probably my preferred instrument to write on.
Mm-hmm. And who are the other members in your band? How did you find them? Did you demo songs by yourself or write the songs with the band?
Yeah, the songs were all they were all written by me, all demoed, or they were just a lot of them were like just dictaphone ideas and like half finished songs in Pro Tools. So the process was actually quite laboured. Eric. The co-producer and myself, some of them we had to kind of mould together and massage. And I've been calling the album a bit of a patchwork quilt because there was lots of little ideas from lots of different times, kind of all mashed together, and we just had to try and make sense of them. And actually, the band played a really important part because they were the mesh in the end that made sense of all these, songs and ideas that were from all different places, and they were kind of the common thread that pulled it all together. So yeah, at the moment Bento is just me, but the long-term plan is definitely to have a Bento band and that's it forever. But at the moment, yeah, it's all just my brainchild and my baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting band because I can't put my finger on what type of music you guys are. I mean, I know your press release say nothing like Silverchair, but the only thing I can say is every Bento song's amazing, every Silverchair song's amazing. So you got a little mixture of like electric and then kind of indie rock. I see some Led Zeppelin influence. I mean, how would you best describe Bento?
I don't know. It's a hard one. I've just been calling it just outright rock, but
yeah.
just to make it easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's you can't really pigeonhole the record. Probably because a lot of the ideas were over. Some of the ideas are like 7 years old.
Wow.
Uh, and I think as the first step in the process of the band, or the as in the sorry,
Hmm.
as the first step of the evolution of the band and my sound, I think it's a nice intro because it just gives me a lot of option to kind of take it wherever I want. But I think this is it's a bit of a birthing album,
Hmm.
not literally, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine it's going to be played in birth rooms around the world.
Well, maybe my wife is due in February. Maybe we'll have the album playing then. So.
Yeah, just diamond days.
Yeah, yeah. I love the music video for Diamond Days. I noticed one point you were holding a drumstick while singing. Is that like a nod to your Silverchair roots, or you just don't know what to do when you're singing? So.
Oh, that's funny, man. No one's picked up on that yet. So well done.
Oh wow, am I the first? Wow.
Um, no, it was. I don't know if you can hear during some of the verses. Like, there's actually a little cowbell part
Oh.
in the song, and it's and during the making the video, I just tried a couple of times just to see what it's like, just to kind of because I've got this cowbell that when I bought my first drum kit,
Uh-huh.
it was like $75, and it was from this guy that literally lived 20 feet up the road,
Uh-huh.
and the part of the drum kit was this cowbell, and it's the cowbell, and I've still got it, and so it's like 20 something years old, but the gaff tape on it is the same gaff tape.
Wow, so that's the exact same cowbell from all the way back then.
Yeah, and you know what it's like. There's
Yeah.
no song can have enough cowbell.
Yeah, I'm sure you know the famous SNL skit with Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I love it. Oh.
Oh, and I love the concept of the music video. You have the kid being a superhero. I mean, did you come up with it?
No, it was a friend. A friend of mine's a producer, and I approached her, and we kind of put the song out to tender, and we got about 4 or 5 treatments back, and that was just the one that we connected with. It was funnily enough, all the treatments came back featuring, well, not all of them, but about 2 or 3 of them came back with featuring a little kid.
Wow.
So, it kind of felt like that's what it naturally had to do. But he just had Jamie, his name is Jamie Lewis. He just had the clearest vision, and when we had a couple of meetings with him, you could tell that he could see all the shots in his head, and the good, you really need a director that has a really clear vision, and yeah, he was just spot on. And it's like, I mean, it's hard for me. I'd love to be able to direct and do my own clips, but I really like to be over everything. But it's hard a bit to perform and have a look at shots and muck around. So it's nice to have someone that really can see the end product before it's even started.
Are you a big superhero comic fan yourself, or?
No, not really, but I get the feeling you are.
Oh yeah, I remember my favorite Silverchair shirt. Well, I think it was their Neon Ballroom when they had the Star Wars Silverchair double beige edge light. I can't remember the name of it. I was like, oh, maybe all Silverchair are big comic fans or something. So.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites too. How we were all I think we were
like Star Wars. It was like a Star Wars toy box or something.
Action figures. Yeah,
that's what it was. And I love the album cover. How'd you come up with that? Or
I actually just called a mate of mine that came from Newcastle, and he'd moved to Sydney, and he was just an artist, and because I didn't want to go through a normal, design house that would just kind of put it in one end, spit it out the other.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to be involved with it and work as well. So I just approached him, and it just started as doing the cover. It turned into this entire, other journey. But yeah, and it was a really, once we started, it just kind of kept evolving. Like at first, we were going to have me wearing like this backpack that was a huge piece of salmon, and then it kind of we were trying to figure out what the relevance was, and then we decided, oh, we'll turn the backpack into a bento box and have like pieces of sushi that represent certain lyrics on the record. And then we thought, oh, well, that you won't really, it'll be too, like the pieces of, the reference to the lyrics will be too small. So then we just went for the box. And then I don't know how we ended up doing like the collage face, the eyes, and but it all just really evolved, and we were willing to go with changes. Like if we really liked something, we'd just be like, we'd be happy to take a tangent off the path that we thought we were on. So it was just kind of, we just lived in the moment.
Yeah, and it represents the album so well, because you said like the album's like a collage of different aspects of rock, and so it's hard to put your finger on what exactly the album's based. So I think the album cover speaks for itself. So.
Totally. Well, that was the plan. So it worked.
And did you have an interesting name? How you came up with Bento and like the Silverchair? I think you made up the story about the calling in the radio. I think.
Yeah. The funny that's probably the first. That's probably the only thing we've ever lied about.
Lied
us on the ass. Bento. I really wanted to. It's a bit of a play on words. I really wanted to incorporate my name in the name of the band. So obviously then, and but yeah, I wanted to have a name that kind of represented the different sides of, my musical, of the musical flavors on the record, and also the different sides of my personality, and it just felt like Bento, and obviously I like Japanese food, and I do like a bento box occasionally, and bento box is like a taste of everything.
Yeah,
a little bit of a taste of everything. So it just felt like the perfect fit.
Cool. And then what are your tour plans? And hopefully, I'd love it if you came over here to the U.S., specifically Los Angeles, and played.
Yeah, there's no plans at the moment. I'm just concentrating on the record and getting the single out there and the awareness.
Cool.
I'm kind of having to flip people from thinking that I'm a drummer in Silverchair to a frontman of this band. So you really have to convince people. So at the moment, I'm just concentrating on that, and I reckon maybe in the new year I'll look at doing some shows and getting out there. And I've definitely got my sights set on coming over to the US and doing some shows. But watch this space.
Cool. Well, thanks for taking your time talking to me, and I'm gonna blast this everywhere to get the word out that Ben is more just a drummer. He's a frontman now, and he's an amazing singer. So,
cheers, man. I appreciate it.